Hi, I'm Ankna and I'm here with my next DT project for my paper passion on Zipit, and I have a great news. I was as a guest designer for the store for past 2 months, but the other day Natalia just asked me if I would like to be a permanent designer, and I accepted. So yay, now I'm a permanent design team member for my paper passion. And now I'm going to show you the items that I have used to alter this tiny little trinket box, which looks like this. And I was chatting with Natalia, and I just asked her that whether she would like me to do any particular project, of her choice. And she said that I can alter a wooden box. So I decided to alter this tiny little trinket box, like so. Oops, upside down. I'm sorry. I'm super excited. So this is there, and now I'm gonna run through the items that I have used to make this tiny little box. And here are the items. I used one of this beautiful trims from Natalia's store, and it is like this, and really pretty lace. And I have a habit of cutting down and using the laces in different parts. I just like to just dismantle everything and use separate sections in the project. So I will let you know as I go further how I used it. And then again, there is this gorgeous broad lace from Natalia's store, which I used, and the same way I just cut up the entire stuff and used the tidbits here and there, and I will let you know how I did that. And then I used this beautiful brown trim with a ribbon in the center, and it is just simply gorgeous, very pretty. And then I used this gorgeous dangling trim that's so cute. So I just used that. Oops. And then I used some of her flat back pearls, the tiny ones. And then I used some of one of her vintage buttons that she sells in her store. And there were 3 of them, and I used this one on the top. And for the base, as I said, it was a wooden box. I just painted it with gesso first, and then I painted it black all over. And after that, for the top here, I used the paper collection from my Mind's Eye Medicine Avenue, this paper pack. And I guess I'm totally out of that paper, and I used this paper, with a vintage script, and it had dress form in the center, and the back side of this was this black printed one. So I used half the paper at the back, for the black base right there. Let me see if I can show you better. And it was used there, you can see right here. And I distressed all the papers and curled the edges here and there. And then on top I used this front portion of the paper, and it was the dress form. And there was a sewing machine which got covered with the flowers and the cluster over there. So that is there, and I just curled the edges from top on one side and bottom here. And then I just started adhering Natalia's yumminess from her store, and glue strings all over. I'm sorry. And then I created this flower cluster, and I made a spray out of Wild Orchid Craft flowers. I used a tulip one, and then some tiny rosebuds. I'm sorry, open roses here. And then on the dress form on the top, I used a flat back pearl here, and some pearl string is going down all around the button, and it is coming from inside there. And on the waist of the dress form, I just used a tiny little wild orchid craft flower. And then there is Natalia's this tiny dainty trim, which I guess I forgot to show you. So here is that dainty trim, the tiny one. It has tiny little roses and it is so pretty. And I just inked it in black right here and then dangled it like so. And then there is the lace piece, the lace pieces over here. The one you see at the back, this pink one, is half of the portion. I'm so sorry. Yeah, half of the portion from this lace, this broad one. I used this section, the bottom one, right here. So you can see I cut up this bottom section, so you can see here, and I used it here on top, and then this tiny thin corner from the top portion, I use this bottom at one corner, the top at one corner, and I use the center part separately, which I will tell you. And this corner was used here at the back, as you can see. And then I topped it with this beautiful ribbon on both the sides. And then the center part of this beautiful lace are, it's like flower petals. If you separate them, they are like flower petals. You can easily cut them in these pie shaped, like this. You can just cut them up in this shape. And then I use 3 of the petals to make a half flower here, and then I topped it with some white lace, which was this part of the lace, this scallop here from the white lace, which is this broad. And I used this top portion on the flower over here to make a semi flower here, and then there I stuck some pearls, some white and pink pearls there, so it made a beautiful tiny little flower here. And then I used the same white scallop at the back over here, and then this pink petal, which I cut up from this beautiful lace, like so. I used it over here, and then I stuck a pearl in the center again. And then these gorgeous white crochet leaves are also from the white trim that I showed you, and they are really pretty. See, you can see that. See, and these I have made these petals as dimensionals. And then I used this part of the leaf. I used the center part, which looked like leaves. I just cut it into separate parts, and then I used some wild orchid craft flower stems, which I never throw the stems away. And you just take a flower and you use it in a project. There are so many stems that are remaining, and I just used one petal, and I cut this leaf from here, and then I hot glued one of the stems at the back, like so. So it when you stick it, it becomes very flexible, and you can shape it in any which way you want. So I just used 2 of those, and then topped it with some white pearls in the center. I have 2 of these, one at the back and one here, and you can see it's pretty dimensional from here. And then over here I have that dangling trim going all around, and I just stamped some of the images, some butterflies which got covered from the lace. And over here I used, at the bottom, I used some white lace, which is this one. and I used this part of the lace over here. So basically I made I cut almost 3 laces from one lace. I made 3 things out of this one lace, and it was this this part was used in the flower. Then you have some petals here. You can also use this scallop over here, which is pretty in itself. And then I used this top part, separated with the from the leaves, the single part. These scallops were these scallops are used at the bottom over here, like so. And then again I cut some petals from this pink lace. These tiny little petals, which you can cut up like so. I am so sorry, I don't have any petal handy in right here, but you can obviously cut it. And if you have any questions how to cut it, I can show you in a separate video. Just leave me a comment and I'll tell you how I did that, and I'll try to do a tutorial for that. And then I use these pies here in every center, the center of the scallop, and then I topped it with some of the flat back pearls. I cut up this trim, single separate pearls, and I just added it all around. And then at the bottom I have some flat back pearls at the as the base, to make it stand like that. And then here on top I used one of her vintage buttons, and there is a butterfly from my stash, and I used this memories. I have a different paper stack, and it has some stickers and it matched perfectly, so I used that. And I just texture painted everything after adhering it. And there is some flat back pearl at the corner here, as you can see. It goes all around over here till here, and down here like so. And then on the inside I kept it pretty simple, and I just used the thin part of this lace, this pink lace, the thin border I used here. I hope you can see that, like so. And the scallop one right here at the back, and it goes all around because this one is deeper, so I used the thin one on top and the broader one on the bottom. And then I topped it with this flat back trim. And then I just wanted to keep it simple, and it's a gift for a friend. So and that friend of mine loves tea. She just loves it, so I decided to stamp some teapot in silver, as you can see. And there's a cup and a spoon here, and then there's a tiny little white butterfly here. I never wanted to put any of the laces or put any rosette trim or something like that, because I wanted some space to put a gift inside, and I wanted her to use this trinket box in whatever way she wants. So I just kept it pretty plain, and I just stamped the images. And I think this looks really pretty in person. So this is pretty much of my project, and I hope I was clear enough. And if you still have any questions or concerns regarding the project or the way I have utilized these laces, you can always leave me a comment, and I will try and do a tutorial on how to cut up these laces in separate sections. And so I just hope you like it. I hope, Natalia, you like it. And thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye bye.